The war ended, but he never got the memo. For 30 years, one man fought a war that no longer existed. Hidden in the shadows of a jungle, rifle in hand, heart full of duty, he waited. But what happens when loyalty turns into madness? This is not fiction. This is a true story of Hiroo Onoda, the soldier who refused to surrender. The Pacific burns with fire. Japan is losing ground, and the world knows it. But on a remote island in the Philippines, Lubang, a young intelligence officer, is about to receive a mission that will change his life forever.
You are to carry out guerrilla warfare.
His name, Hiroo Onoda. His mission, resist, never surrender. Stay alive until reinforcements arrive, no matter how long it takes. As his comrades began falling one by one, Onoda remained. The Americans landed. Explosions shattered the jungle. But Onoda slipped into the trees, vanishing like a ghost. Days turned into weeks, weeks into months. The gunfire faded, but no one came for him. No orders, no news, just silence at S.O. He did what any loyal soldier was trained to do. He waited and watched and prepared to die with honor. The jungle had its own rhythm, slow, cruel, and eternal. Onoda and his 3 remaining comrades adjusted their hearts to its pulse. They weren't just hiding, they were transforming. They built a camp, not just a shelter, but a fortress of belief. Bamboo walls, leaves for a roof, traps in every path. Every coconut counted. Every grain of rice was earned, stolen, or scavenged. They moved only under moonlight. During the day, they listened to wind, to birds, to distant human voices that never got close enough to trust. They lived like ghosts, but they were not dead. Fear was constant. Hunger was sharper than the knives they carried, but it was doubt that cut deepest. One of them, the youngest, started to wonder aloud, what if the war really did end? What if this is all for nothing? Silence followed. Then Onoda spoke, low and cold. If you believe that, then go. And he did. He walked out into the open, arms raised, and never came back. They later heard he surrendered. Another fell in a firefight, a flash of gunpowder, a cry, then nothing. Then there were 2. Onoda buried his comrade beneath jungle roots. No ceremony, no words, only a vow. I will not leave. I will not fail. The last companion followed him for a while longer. They shared silence. They watched each other's backs. Until the day came when even he was gone, gunned down by local police during a raid. Now, Hiroo Onoda stood alone. The war for others had ended. For him, it had just become personal. The jungle became his world, his home, his battlefield, his prison. Seasons changed. Rains came and went. Trees grew taller. Villagers grew older. But Onoda remained. His uniform, once crisp and new, was patched with rags and vines. His cap faded, his boots torn, but he polished his rifle every week, with oil, with care, with ritual. It wasn't just a weapon. It was a symbol, a promise. Every sound meant danger. The buzz of a plane, spycraft, the bark of a dog, maybe trained to track him. Children's laughter, maybe a trick, maybe bait. He found radios in abandoned huts, stolen from fishermen or retrieved from crash gear. He listened for hours, for days, catching fragments of news. Something about Tokyo, something about the Olympics, something about America and Russia, but no orders, no voice from command, no coded signals, only confusion. So he made a rule, trust no one, and he followed it for nearly 3 decades. Flyers fell from the sky, colorful, full of photos and words. They said the war was over. They showed a smiling emperor. They named peace. He examined them, read every word, and laughed bitterly. Propaganda, he said. They've gotten clever. He burned them and walked deeper into the heart of the jungle, away from lies and toward his truth. Time moved on, but stories of the ghost soldier spread across Japan like whispers carried by the wind. Newspapers published articles. Adventurers plotted routes to Lubang. Former soldiers wondered, could it be true? Some dismissed it. Some were obsessed. Many tried to find him. All failed. But then came a man with no rank, no uniform, just hope. His name was Norio Suzuki, a student of life, not of war. He had one goal: find Onoda, find a panda, find an abominable snowman, in that order. And he meant it. With nothing but a backpack, a camera, and a fearless heart, Suzuki entered the jungle. He walked the same trails Onoda had walked 1,000 times. He called out each day, again and again, "Onoda-san, I come in peace." For days, nothing. But then, something changed. A rustle, a shadow, a voice raspy, uncertain. "Who are you?" It was not a dream. From the trees stepped a man frozen in time. Eyes sharp, beard long, uniform faded but intact. Suzuki smiled, bowed, and offered him chocolate and a photo of the emperor. They talked, cautiously, quietly, over days. But one thing was clear: Onoda would not surrender. Not without orders. Not without his commander. Back in Japan, the story lit up the media. Lieutenant Onoda still alive. The nation gasped. Veterans cried. Young people, born long after the war, asked, why didn't he come home? Then came the next question. Where is Major Taniguchi? He was found in a bookstore, gray-haired, glasses on the tip of his nose, surrounded by dusty shelves. A man who had long moved on, but duty knocked again. He flew to Lubang, carried the same voice, the same rank, the same eyes that Onoda remembered. When Onoda saw him, he froze. Then, slowly he stood, saluted. Taniguchi took a breath and said the words that ended an era. "Lieutenant Onoda, I officially relieve you of your duty. The war is over." Onoda didn't move. Then, slowly he fell to his knees. And March 9th, 1974, Onoda emerged from the trees, rifle in hand, sword at his side, uniform sharp as it could be. The cameras rolled. The world held its breath. A ghost had returned to the land of the living. Crowds cheered. Flags waved. But Onoda's eyes scanned the horizon like a soldier still expecting attack. He was honored, medaled, applauded. But the noise was too loud. The lights too bright. Tokyo didn't feel like home. People talked too fast. No one looked behind their backs. They didn't understand silence, or discipline, or war. Onoda stayed a while. Then he left. He bought a farm in Brazil, raised cattle, tended trees, woke with the sun and slept with the stars. He didn't need parades. He needed peace. And in the quiet fields of a distant land, he found it. Hiroo Onoda never asked for forgiveness. He never begged for understanding. But he told his story to students, to young soldiers, to dreamers and skeptics. He spoke not of victory, but of belief, not of glory, but of duty. He never said he was right. He never said he was wrong. He simply said, I was given an order. I obeyed it. I survived. And maybe that's what scared people most, that a man could hold on to a mission for 30 years, not because he had to, but because he chose to. In 2014, Hiroo Onoda passed away. He was 91 years old. But in every dense forest, in every quiet corner of the world, his story still echoes, a reminder of loyalty, of isolation, of what it means to believe, even when the world moves on. Now, the question is for you. Would you have lasted a week, a month, a year? Would you have trusted your mind, or doubted it? Hiroo Onoda didn't just survive. He survived, not with his body, but with his will. It wasn't just about war. It was about conviction, about the lengths one man would go to keep his promise. This wasn't a myth, no exaggeration. This was Hiroo Onoda, the soldier, who refused to surrender. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share the video. This helps us spread more stories.